Are you ready to learn from someone who is amazing and loves what they do as a finance advisor and how they teach people how to be a relaxed investor? This is the Scale You podcast, where every single season and every single episode, we bring on an amazing guest who love what they do and have scaled themselves beyond just themselves. I am your host, Lacaba. I run an executive assistant outsourcing business here in the Philippines. And if you're ready to ditch the grind, let's go over and scale you. Now, our guest today is a licensed finance advisor, Army veteran, and the founder of TOAMS Financial. With over a decade of experience, he specializes in helping individuals and families build wealth through smart investing and personalized financial planning. He is also a Dave Ramsey SmartVestor Pro and an international best-selling author known for breaking down complex financial topics into clear, actionable steps. Outside of work, he's a devoted husband, father, and advocate for financial literacy. Hey guys, so please help me welcome our amazing guest today, Mario. Hey, Mario.
Hey, how we doing today?
We're good. We were just talking right before we hit record how this is like our favorite time of the week, where it's a little bit of the middle and like, we can feel our brains while we're relaxing. Yeah. I'm excited to have you here. So diving in, I was complimenting you as someone who appreciates branding. I love your name, the company name of Relax. I know it's also part of your book. So tell me about you, of who you had to become to be the person that you are now.
That's a great question. So I'm in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida, the financial mecca of the United States. No, this plane is not. But we are, square foot-wise, the largest city in the United States, believe it or not. But I'm a certified financial planner. I've been blessed to be helping clients for 18 years. I have one of the largest Black-owned financial firms in America, and we help people. We help people from a tax strategy standpoint. We help people build wealth. We have a wealth accelerator program where we take people step by step on how to build wealth quickly by having more money in their pocket from a tax standpoint and how to invest it properly. So kind of over time, learning, bumping my head, finding out what works, what doesn't work, how we can use the tax system to help us, how can't we, what investments are out there that help people grow their business and scale their personal finances. And over time, we look up, I become a best-selling author, and I'm just here to help people.
I love that. It's the focused on giving back, as well as you can skip this bump because I went through this and you don't have to. So I'm curious about that. Like, what were those bumps that you had to really learn? And as someone who, so part of how my business is structured is we do have a U.S. corporation, and it's basically with my co-founder. And I've seen from that vantage point in the last 10 years of working with him of how much of a headache it is on the taxes side, the credit side, the investment side as well. So what were those bumps for you? What were the things that kind of built Mario up?
Yeah, I basically got thrown to the fire when I first started. So I was just a newbie as a financial advisor. And actually, the bump started when I got my taste of corporate America. And I told myself, this is not for me. So long story short, I interned with General Electric, great company, all through college, right? So, I'm General Electric, interned with them. They hired me right out of college, great. And so I was helping their financial department find ways to cut money. So it was a system that they had, and I kind of did some digging, and about had a 4-month project, and I saved the company $4.5 million. Now, of course, $4.5 million don't seem like it's a lot now, but back in 2006, that's a lot of money. With inflation, that's like $18 million today.
Yeah.
Then you know what they gave me? Just guess. After saving them $4 million, 4 months, guess what they gave me? Just guess.
Pat on the back?
Basically.
A high five?
Yeah, I know. They gave me a pizza party. That's what they gave me. Not a promotion, not a raise. They gave me a pizza party. So when that happened right there, I was like, you know what? I made all this money for this company, and they did nothing but just recognize me and said thank you. So right then and there, I told myself, entrepreneurship is the way to go because I can help people how I want to help people, and people can make money if I help them the correct way instead of a corporation. So so that was my aha moment. Some people, it takes them 10 to 15 years to learn it in corporate America. It took me 9 months. So yeah.
You're a quick learner.
Yeah. So that was the first of many bumps, right? So then I told myself I want to be a financial advisor. So I went through the process. I got hired as a financial advisor with Edward Jones. And literally I get hired in late 2007. And then 2008 is the Great Recession. Right. So I just saw a lot of individuals that, you know, were mentoring me that were just scared to death. They put clients in investments that were great investments but went down. For me, since I'm a new financial advisor, I look like a great person because investments that we bought didn't go down as much. So that was a lesson right there. Like, you cannot time your destiny, but you have to be ready when it happens. Right. So no one knew that the market was going to go down like it did. But I was looked to by a lot of people as a person that can help them because their old financial advisor hurt them, even though it was no fault of their own. So like, that was just a lesson right there. Like, you know, no one knows when it's their time to serve and be there for them, but you better be ready when that happens. So then kind of throughout the years, I kind of live that model. So I basically do whatever I can to pour into people, give people knowledge, give people gems, as the young people call it, and just find ways to empower people. If I empower people, then it helps me, which it has helped, you know, me personally and then professionally over time.
Got it. So I guess when I asked the question that I had myself when I first heard of the term financial advisor, what does a financial advisor do? Like, for us, like, we now have in 2XC, we have clients who are financial advisors, so I know what the industry does. But I remember having that thought of like, what is a financial advisor?
Yeah. So financial advisors can come all shapes and sizes. And now with the internet, everybody's a financial advisor without being a licensed financial advisor. Right? We got these gurus, these know-it-alls, you know, start an LLC, go to a bank, they'll give you $100,000 and you're a millionaire overnight. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? So that's actually, now I'm actually a certified financial planner. On top of that, I'm not just a financial advisor. But no, a licensed financial advisor, just to be clear, a licensed financial advisor, her job is to basically guide you from an investment standpoint. Now, it's not two of the same financial advisors. You have some financial advisors that concentrate more on insurance and insurance-related products because they think that is the key to build wealth. You have some financial advisors who concentrate more on the stock market and stock investing. What we do is totally different from like your typical financial advisor because since I'm a certified financial planner, we focus on the investment side, but we also focus the same amount of time on the tax side. And see, the reason why is because we could make a lot of money, but if the IRS gets the money that we make, how is that helping our pocketbook? It's not. So if we can find that right, you know, lineage between making money and saving money on taxes, we do that. So we actually lean in a lot to real estate because how the tax code is structured, when you invest in real estate as a personal person or especially as a business owner, you get a lot more money from a tax write-off standpoint than a investment in the stock market. So most typical financial advisors, because of how they're compensated, they don't lean into the real estate part. They kind of do a good job persuading their clients to invest in the stock market. And I love the stock market, and you know, most of my money's in the stock market. But from a client standpoint, we lean into what's going to be the biggest bang for your buck before taxes and after taxes. So we lean into real estate, taxes, and the stock market.
Got it. That's such a really good distinction, and I love that you come from it from also the tax point, because like I said, I've seen a little bit of how the US financial structure looks like. It's so different from how it is in the Philippines, like stark difference, like almost day and night. But it's such an interesting way of like, hey, we're also completing the circle. We're not just making sure that you get the money, but you're also making sure that you keep the money. And it's such a good kind of almost like really full circle moment of seeing that. So tell me more about like what like, are you mostly for individuals? Are you mostly for people who are business owners? Are you people who are, have been doing it for years, or people who are just getting started? What's your market like?
Yeah. So, we have an investment minimum. So, I mean, our content that we have, like on social media, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my Facebook, that's for everybody. Just because it's only 24 hours of the day, right? So we can't serve everybody. So we do have an investment minimum, but we're here to give as much information as possible, and we do that through our YouTube channel. We also have, I'm kind of scaling up to kind of answer your question. Then we also have like a coaching program where it doesn't matter where you are professionally, you work for a business, you work for a company, you're a business owner, you're a retiree. We have a coaching program where we have bi-weekly calls where we just kind of pour into people. People ask questions about their finances, about their business, just about anything money related, and we're there to kind of answer those questions. So for those individuals that don't meet our minimum, we're kind of here to help them. But then for the people that we kind of meet individually, we have business owners, we have high wage W-2 employees, and like the sweet spot, because again, we lead with things from a taxation standpoint. We like those W-2 employees that's making $100,000 or more, because if you're making $100,000 or more, you have some wiggle room to really take advantage of the tax code so that the IRS can give you more money. And they give you more money, you're able to use that to invest in yourself, in a business, or in your retirement account so you can have more money over time. Or a business owner that makes over $50,000. The reason why we say $50,000 is because you're able to then go from an LLC, where your business is taxed as a limited liability corporation, to being taxed as an S Corp. Once you're taxed as an S Corp, you're able to have so much deductions. Just in general, anybody who's a W-2 employee. So all y'all W-2 employees, look at your check stub next time. Every W-2 employee is paying 15.3% in taxes, meaning I make $100,000, $15,300 is going to the IRS, right? But if I am a small business owner and I'm taxed as an S Corp, I get to pay myself a salary. So I get to dictate how much that 15.3% is. So the same person who's a business owner making $50,000, he or she is making less money, but they're paying less taxes, right? Yeah. And then you can also pay yourself what you want. So we would say in that case, well, how about you pay yourself a salary of $25,000? So now, even though we made $50,000, we paid ourselves 15.3% of the $25,000 salary. That's a lot of money that the IRS is not getting, right? So I say that to say that that's why we have those levels. We could really help a person if their W-2 is over $100,000, or if they're a business owner that makes over $50,000. But for the people that just want information and wants to ask questions and learn, we do have that coaching program where you can be part of our community. We can definitely coach you up.
That's amazing, and I love that it is a stair step, because some people do get into finance, get into kind of, okay, now I have a little wiggle room. I don't have to take care of a bajillion things. I can have a little bit of not just money, but also my own time to be able to invest. And you basically have that profit. That's amazing. So speaking of the different programs that you have, tell me more about your book. Tell me more about like, what was the process of you writing, getting to that point, and like your favorite stories from it.
Yeah. Well, the book was basically procrastination in the making. So, but relax investor. So confidence in investing through self-discovery. So I told myself that I was going to write a book in 2020 during the pandemic, right? So the pandemic happened. We had nothing to do, right? But just research. I mean, you think about the pandemic, that was the one time in our lifetime where literally the whole world stopped, right? It didn't matter where you lived, where you from, your ethnicity, your religion, your socioeconomic background. We were in the same boat when it came to COVID, right? So that's just a time in America. Even though it's 5 years later, like it seems like a lifetime, but it's only 5 years ago. That's just kind of how much life changes. But anyways, though, so I told myself I was going to write a book then. I didn't do it, though. I mean, just be honest. And then 2 years went past, and my wife was like, what happened to that book you was going to, what happened to that book? Do something different, because I'm mentoring people, coaching people, growing the business. But I kind of had I didn't sometimes feel like I was an authority, right? And so I know this now because I feel it, like when you write a book, you're looked at as the subject matter expert. And I would get books, and I have colleagues that wrote books. I know people I went to college with that wrote books. I'm like, I'm smarter than you. I know more than you. But they're getting speaking engagements. They're getting paid to speak. I'm like, I could do that. Let me go through the process. So I went through the process. And what I did basically after work every single day, I had a recorder, and I basically kind of talked about what I did, conversations I had with my clients, and like their thought process into a decision. Because the book, Relax, as you can see, Relax, it stands for something, right? It stands for research, evaluate. So R, research, E, evaluate. Research, evaluate, locate, which is the L. Research, evaluate, locate, analyze. So research, locate, analyze, and then the X is execute. So when you're dealing with people's money, sometimes they make very, very irrational decisions, right? The stock market's down. They know they shouldn't sell, but they sell anyways, right? I know I should be putting more money into my retirement account. I got the money to do it, but I just don't want to do it. I want to spend money on something else, right? So me having conversations with, literally thousands of people over a year process. It was a whole year of me like recording conversations to myself after I talked to them, because you can't record a person's conversation. It gave me a nice database of just information, my thoughts, why people made decisions, why they made the right decisions, why they made the wrong decisions. And then I came up with, okay, what if I could do a decision-making process where you first research, and then you evaluate, and then you locate that investment decision. You analyze yourself, not analyze life, but analyze yourself. How am I going to feel if this investment or this decision in general goes good or goes bad? I need to analyze myself. And then the one thing that people don't do is execute. So I came up with that. I had a great VA that kind of transcribed that stuff. We went back and forth for 2 hours a day for about 4 months. Got to edit it twice. And then we self-published on Amazon. Got with a marketing company, and then all my clients were just kind of this big old push. Then a lot of people bought it. Most all my clients bought it, which was amazing. And that turned me into an international best-selling author.
That's super duper cool. And I love the special thing you did there where you were just recording that this is like, hey, you're documenting. You're not having to create or write a book, but you're just literally documenting how you were helping these people, how you were working with these people, and as well as their own success stories. So I can imagine that it was so easy as well to kind of write those case studies of like, hey, here's an example of what to do and what not to do. So I can imagine how much easier that process is versus like thinking like, oh, I'm going to write a book during the pandemic, as a lot of people probably already said, and never actually executed. And now you've actually executed. So that's freaking amazing. Like, what's your favorite part about this kind of work? Like, what's the thing that lights you up? What's that, or either a most recent story or something that is your favorite story about doing what you do? I just helping people. Like, nothing gives you, and that's why a book is so important, you guys, because you have the authority, but like nothing makes you feel better than coaching a person, talking to them, solving their problem, and 3 or 4 months now seeing them take action because of that problem that you solved. Oh, that makes you feel so good. So good. So like when our coaching calls, so we have, again, for the individuals that don't meet our minimum, but they want us to help coach them and help them with their finances. We have 2 coaching calls a month. The first coaching call is just me giving information about just a subject and people having questions. Now the second coaching call, it is purely Q&A.
It's purely people that's on our Facebook group, send in or text questions. They email questions or they send texts. So we just have a lot of questions. Usually we can't get to them all. Usually it's an hour and a half session. So, I try to pour into people, but I can't spend 20 minutes on something. It's like, answer here, answer there. We get detailed. We can't get too detailed. But just, making a suggestion, telling them what to do from a tax standpoint, what investment they should look at, who actually followed our shadow method with investing, which I could talk about, which is a great way to invest in the market, by the way. But like seeing people take the information and then 2 or 3 months later doing it. And then actually we have like testimonial periods. So they actually say, hey, I did XYZ, this happened XYZ. And then having other people do it as well. And now it's like that community where like people are empowering themselves. Because a lot of times, if you have an advisor and you're just having a one-on-one conversation, it might go in one year and not the other. If you have success, nobody is patting you on the back. It just kind of just happened. You go about your life. But being in a group setting where you're sharing ideas, you have community, you're sharing people's wins, people are cheering you on, people are holding you accountable. It just makes a huge difference. And for me, that's kind of the authority kind of guiding those conversations, driving those results. It makes me feel so good to see a person be at one place and then a few months later be at another place, and then seeing other people go on that journey with them and grow. So it just makes me good when we see people's successes.
I love that. It's the X and relax is when people execute that you get really excited and you light up, and it makes sense because then you're not just that person who they one thing went in one ear and out the other. They actually think, oh, I thought of it, I wanted to do it, I then followed Mario's whole process, and now I'm the execution part, and this is actually what happened. So I can see how amazing that transformation is. So I'm super curious about this and how you work with it. With AI, like how have you been kind of adjusting to it or working with it, depending on where you're at in your industry? How has that kind of affected or shown up for you?
Bigly, in the words of our president, huge, right? So people are afraid of AI, and I just say all the time, it's 2 people in life. One that's gonna lose their job or lose their authority because they didn't use AI, and the ones that's going to scale their business, help their clients, and add value to so more people because of AI. Which one do you want to be? Which one do you want to be? Right? It's the attitude here in America. You either roll with it or you get rolled over. And the people that are not using AI today, they're going to get rolled over. I implore everybody to spend 1 hour, and I tell this to our coaching clients and my clients as well, 1 hour a day, just use AI, right? It can better yourself. It could better yourself professionally at your W-2 paying job. You could better yourself in your business. It can even better yourself in your relationships with individuals. But just use AI. It gives you more time to do more things, and it gives you more information to implement. So just in a personal stance, not even business, which I'll talk about, just personal, I recommend everybody one day get on AI, learn it, adopt it. It's the future. And with technology doubles every 6 months, right? I remember, ChatGPT came out 2 years ago, and it was slow. It was like, oh, this is horrible.
Clunky.
Now look at ChatGPT. The video is either Sonos or Soros, the video making portion of ChatGPT. When it came out a year ago, because we had the subscription, we did it. It was like, man, this is horrible. Like now, like now for our clients, if they have like birthdays, we actually use that. Talk it in. It creates a birthday with a background, the ethnicity, the male or female, and then we send that automation-wise directly to them. We couldn't do that a year ago. Now just imagine 6 months, a year from now, how better those AI videos are going to be. So you definitely need to use AI. But from a business standpoint, we use AI almost 30, if you think it's an hour, probably 30 minutes out of an hour, half the time, basically. I wouldn't say the whole day because you can't do that. But like, so our estate planning platform. So we have, Relax Estate, Relax, that's our brand, right? We created a fully powered AI platform that allows clients and consumers to create their trust, their will, and their power of attorney using AI. Now, the documentation that's created is created by our state attorneys who's on retainer, so they create the documents. But it would cost so much for us to run it, and they would charge us so much to have documentation for every single client, every single consumer. We've done over 3,000 trusts, right, over the past 12 months. It would have cost us so much to hire an attorney to do every single one, and the attorneys we have, there's no way that they could do it. And I'll be in the poorhouse, and I got to pay for that. But because of AI, allowing us to systematically get all the information that's on that trust, having it updated by the legal estate attorneys, of course, but then having them have AI when they have a question, a video popping up to put on that question, walking them through what to do. And then also the automation, which people talk about AI, but they don't think about automation. The automation of taking a document created by an attorney and taking information that was actually filled out by a consumer and merging the two to have a documented trust, will, and power of attorney right then and there on the spot. You can't put a price on that. So, for our clients, it is a standard operating procedure. That's why I said for every 60 minutes, 30 minutes, every single client that walks in the door, we are doing the trust. Anytime we have our, semi-annual appointments or annual appointments, depending on your asset level, we are updating that trust, and AI is allowing us to do it. And from a cost standpoint, we don't have to charge tens of thousands of dollars to do that because the AI makes things more affordable. Automation, we have it set up. Have a birthday, happy birthday text every single year. And because of AI, we're able to create customized videos where my staff is not doing it, my VA is not doing it. It's just done with automation. For all of our clients, once a year, out the blue, they get a list of their 20 favorite songs. AI kind of creates that and it emails them the list. So automation allows us to do that. Compliance-wise, taking notes. So long story short, we use AI in almost every fabric of our business today.
I love that. That's a little bit of a fresh air, a breath of fresh air a little bit as someone who does consulting for people. And sometimes it honestly sometimes feels like I'm, taking away a major wisdom tooth out of them, just to get them to think of how can you add AI to your business? How can you automate? Or how can you even just creating something as simple as one document and making it with AI. Sometimes they but it has this nuance and this nuance. I'm like, we can add that nuance into it. So it's again, as you're giving me all of the ways you guys have been using, especially the birthday one. That one I haven't done yet. That one is mostly AI images, not yet a video. So I probably will have that tested out. It's such a cool and still personalized way of, even though it's AI generated, hey, we care about you. We wanted to do this really cool thing, and here it is with AI. It's such a nice little surprise for people who are definitely not going to be expecting that, and they're like, oh, I know, I got recognized, I got remembered today. So I love that you guys are using it for that way too. So very cool. Thank you so much. So on AI go ahead.
Now, because a new AI feature that we just started using literally 3 weeks ago, we're here on Riverside. That's what we use, right? So Riverside at Film has their own AI where you could talk into something. It could be a cartoon. You could be a child. So when we know individuals, because it's been graduation, right? So to kind of be a little cool, we've had our staff members create cartoon videos or child videos saying congratulations to your child for their graduation.
Aww.
And the little stuff like that years ago you had to get a videographer and it costs money to do that. Now you can say something, AI can change everything, and then automation and emails and text everybody. Those little things that moves the needles when it comes to investing a person's money, because we're investing your life savings. We're the ones making sure personal, we're the ones making sure that you're building wealth. We're the ones that making sure the IRS is not knocking on your door from an audit standpoint. It's those little things go a long way to justify how much we charge and justify how much we're here to help and add value to our clients.
That is beautiful. And it's a wonderful way of saying that, of like adding a sprinkle of more value that, again, people won't usually expect coming from a financial advisor. Like, oh, it is true. That is my money. That is, my life, hours and hours of my life put into something. And like adding that little personal touch helps a lot. So again, speaking of like how AI does change every 6 months, and I see that all the freaking time. And it's the same thing with almost all of the technology, right? Like health and science and everything. If we were able to clone you perfectly, it's another like full human Mario, has your thoughts, your memories, everything else. And we were able to clone you 10 times, 20, 300 times. There's a whole army of you out there. How would you want to change or impact the world?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Other than hopefully not giving your wife a headache.
Oh,
that's a common one I heard.
Yeah. 18 years of marriage, I think I've given her a lot of headaches over the years. So
300 of you might just get her over the edge.
Yeah. So like, I'm big on information. And I believe that information is the key to people being educated. Of course, it's information. Being educated, be able to make good decisions and better themselves, right? And like, we have so many parts of the world that's just misinformed. So like, if it's a way that I can, be my enter Elon Musk and create Starlink and just have satellites everywhere so we can all have access to Wi-Fi, we can have access to information, we can really better ourselves, because the more information that we have, the more that we can just be a better person of ourselves, make better financial decisions, make better educational decisions, and just kind of just be better people. So I think I would just find a way to allow people in rural America and rural Africa and Asia that don't have the wherewithal, the knowledge or the finances to have the internet. I mean, just think about if everybody had the internet, right? How much more we would be informed and how much of a chance it would give people. The internet, people could then invest in Bitcoin. And so as Bitcoin continues to go up, which will be, in my opinion, the currency of all currency in the next 15 years, it gives them the opportunity to be in Bitcoin and make money and not look up in 15 years and lose on the opportunity. So I would think if there's a way I could provide the internet, provide information to everybody so everybody's on an even playing field, I think that would make the world a better place.
That's super cool. And I love that very vivid vision that you have as well. So Mario, how can people follow you through your journey, see how you can basically give everyone free internet information? How can people find you and connect with you?
Yeah, so YouTube, that's the best way because we give free advice. I literally do a YouTube video every single day. Then when I'm on great podcasts like this, we repost it. So it's my way to give people no cost information to help them. So our YouTube channel is Painful Profits. That's PAYNEFUL Profits, PROFITS. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Painful Profits as well. And if you want to have us help you or be part of our coaching community, you can definitely go to Painful Profits on our Instagram. You get that information there. You can Google our book, The Relaxed Investor. It's on Amazon and other publications because it's self-published, which is, I recommend if you can self-publish, do it because you get more money and it just feels good that all the proceeds go to you and not somebody else, besides Amazon, of course. But yeah, so you can just Google The Relaxed Investor. And also our website, www.therelaxinvestor, so RELAX investor.com. That also you can get with our coaching program if you want us to help scale your finances as well.
Very cool. Thank you again so much, Mario. It has been a pleasure having you. It's been so cool. And I love that we got into what your industry does and not overwhelm people, because then you've given me, again, I've worked with a lot of financial advisors now, but if it was like Leanne 4 years ago before we started working with people like yourself, then it would have been so overwhelming. But you broke it down in a way where it's very easy to understand and take action on. So I love it. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Can I just say one more thing in closing? Just one more thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, it doesn't matter what you do professionally, whatever you're doing, it's two types of people that you can get advice from, right? You use a quote unquote amateur, or you can use an expert. experts will charge more money, but it's going to cost you more money if you use an amateur because you miss out on making more in the long run. Like if you're doing your taxes, you don't got to use me, but H&R Block, TurboTax is an amateur, right? You miss out on the opportunity to make more money, and it's an opportunity cost. It's the cost that you lose or the money that you lose because you don't have an expert. So if you're making a financial decision, use an expert. If you need an attorney, don't use ChatGPT. Use an attorney. Use an expert, not an amateur, because it's going to cost you so much more in the long run using that amateur compared to having an expert in your corner.
That is so true. It's the, will you follow the advice of the person who has the life that you want, or someone who's still struggling through it? You want to talk to the person who has a life that you want. So that's a good closing. Thank you so much, Mario.
Yes, thank you.
That was a fantastic interview. And if you guys want to know more about Mario, make sure to check out these links in the description below. And if you still haven't yet, wherever you're watching or listening this, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the future episodes of the Scale You podcast. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And remember that small steps matters. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.